to my channel. For all of you who that do not know me, I am Bam, or also known as Brittany, or Brittany also known as Bam. In today's video, I have a little story time. I did promise this to you guys. I am in a little different background right now, if you can't tell. But I wanted to just film in a different space besides my bed. So I'm actually on a chair and in this corner of my room. But that's besides the point. Today I'm going to be talking about something that happened to me this year alone. And it's faith-based, so if you don't believe in God, or you're not interested in these type of videos, or you just don't want to tune in to something that may be not of your beliefs or whatever it may be, then you guys can go ahead and click out of this video. Otherwise, if you are interested in hearing my story, hearing about faith, the testimony, then keep watching. And no negativity, please, in the comments. That's something I really do not want to see. But otherwise, you guys can comment. Okay, so this happened to me a couple weeks ago. I believe it was the first week of January, and I had made a decision in January to start reading the Bible, to get closer to God, to walk with God in a different way. And, you know, my whole life, I've always believed in God. I've always reached out to Him whenever I was down, sad, going through my depression, anxiety, everything. Like, I know in my heart that God was with me. And even though I knew that, I have a struggle with religion just in general. I believe in God wholeheartedly. Just religion makes it polluted, I guess you can say. You're polluting the fact that we do serve a God that is great and wonderful, kind, amazing, merciful, like everything under the sun. And they literally, like, churches in like different types of religion have just made Christianity so, like, look so horrible. Like, it's this unfavorable, unfun thing, when, you know, what means to be a Christian is to believe in God, follow God, and, you know, act in godly ways, like help other people when they're in need, and have a helping hand, have a kind heart, never say words that would hurt another person. There's just a lot to it. But anyways, so I met somebody at church the other month, and it was completely random. I don't usually talk to people, but if people start talking to me, I'll talk to them. But yeah, she was prophesizing to me, and she invited me to her church, and this is a non-denominational church, but it was really different. When we came, people were speaking in tongues. Like, the music was different, even though it was songs that I've already heard, but like the way that they expressed the songs were different. And their church is in a townhome, and run by a prophet. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what a prophet is, a prophet is somebody who speaks, God speaks to directly, and prophets can do a lot of things through Christ, including healing, taking out people's demons, you know, things of that sort. I'm not going to get into too much of what a prophet is. You can look that up yourself. if you do not know. But that's just my shortened version of what a prophet is. So I already knew that a prophet was going to be preaching. We actually didn't stay for the preaching only because we were at church the whole day. I was fasting, and it was long. The prophet was literally like prophesizing a lot that day. But oh, and before I continue the story, I just want to say, because I made that decision, I started reading the Bible, I started fasting, praying, like more than I've ever done in my whole entire life for a consecutive number of days. Honestly, this is the truth. I knew I needed to do it, but I just didn't have like a motivation. Something clicked on January 1st. Something just automatically clicked. And so I started my journey. But it's crazy because this is the first time, when I went to our church, the first time I ever fasted in my life for a full day. And I asked God for me to get closer to him. I wanted to get closer to him, so I was praying to get closer to him. And this is pretty close. So what happened was, okay, so the prophet was praying over people. You know, he asked for people that were feeling fearful, and he prayed over them. And I wasn't fearful because I know with my God, anything is possible, and I was not fearful of anything in my life. I mean, obviously you have anxieties of the future, but I've learned to like accept what cannot be changed and not worry too much. Excuse me. Not worry too much about what the future, holds. So I didn't feel fear of, anything, or felt an anxiety over anything. Like fasting that whole day was like giving me to the direction that I needed to go. So what happened after that, I was praying because I was praying over the people that were getting preyed upon. And all of a sudden, when you close your eyes, it's all black. But out of nowhere, I saw color, and I heard a voice saying, just come to me. Don't be scared. Come to me. And literally after I heard that, the prophet literally was like, I feel like I need to pray for you, and literally pointed straight to me. I wasn't paying attention because I was so like enthralled with, I was closing my eyes, I was praying, and the room just went quiet. And I opened my eyes and I looked up, and he was pointing straight at me, and I was like, oh, okay. So I got up, and he asked what my name was, and then he started speaking to me, asking me if I've ever been in the environment that I was in. I said, not really. I have been in similar, but not like the way that they were. And he said, don't be scared. This place is safe. You're in a safe place. All this stuff, right? And then he was saying that he feels like my heart was being pulled and tugged for the past 6 months. And then he said that he knows that I realize that that's not healthy, and I want to change it. In the past couple weeks, I've decided that. Yes, I'm telling you that is true. What he said was true. There's some things that I've been battling with, and my heart is like pulling me in both directions. So it was true. And then, he went on to saying that the world was both men and women were going to see how beautiful I was. Not that I wasn't beautiful already, just that like in a more spiritual, more soulful sense, that I was going to be seen as beautiful. And all my life, not all my life, but most of my life, people have told me already that I have a beautiful soul, that I'm beautiful, and you know, all this stuff. So I wasn't doubting what he was saying. But then he asked me, do I want God to touch me? And remember when I said I wanted to go close to God? This is the most intimate that you're ever going to feel. You know what I mean? So I said yes, like no hesitation. I said yes. And he said, have you ever been touched by God before? And I said, I mean, like, if I ever felt God before, I said yes. And in a sense that I felt God spirit in me, you know what I mean? But this time he said, well, this is going to be 10 times more intense. And he told me to close my eyes. He told me to put my hands like this. And he started to pray. And my whole body started getting warm. Like it was like this whole body sensation where it's like, I can't even really describe it, because it's not the way that I'm gonna describe it, because I said my whole body was like on fire. The prophet said that my whole body, like electricity, it wasn't electricity for me. It was like my whole body was just like set on fire. And that's not really the feeling that I was experiencing. Is just really crazy. But my whole body started feeling like that, and I started bawling my eyes out. Like, I don't cry in front of people, so the fact that I was like he was telling me to surrender to God, and literally that, like, I just started bawling. And I went into like a praying fetal position, and I never really understood how people can just fall back when the priest or whoever's praying upon you touches your forehead and starts praying. Like, I didn't understand it before. I was like, how can people just do that? But the fact that I experienced that feeling that, you know, people say like it's you pass out type of feeling, I really believe, like, I felt that. And my boyfriend said I was like on the floor for like 10 minutes. So I didn't think it was like that long, but my whole body was heavy. My whole body was just surrendered. Like, I couldn't get up. When I finally did, like, I was so lightheaded. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you guys what I felt. I just felt like my whole weight was like on the floor. So yeah, after it completely impacted my life, the prophet did say before he did any of that I would be changed, and like nobody's gonna see the same Brittany anymore. And I mean, I was skeptical of it, but I literally am, my mindset is completely different. Where I want to go in life is completely different. Me taking more time for God, me speaking to God, me praying to God, me worshiping, everything is completely different. And it was in that one moment that I was just like, wow, this is what it feels like for God to answer your prayer. Like, fasting works, prayer works, guys. Reading the Bible works. I've never like understood the Bible in its completeness until like I started to really open my heart and open my mind and just surrendering to him. And I really feel like I needed to share this with you, to share this with everybody, is because I really feel like God is going to work in your life as long as you let him. Like, you need to open and surrender yourself. I think everybody does. And trust me, I know what it feels like to struggle with submission. I'm not a very submissive person. I don't like it. But this is a different type of submission that I think everybody should do. Just give everything to him. Give your troubles, give your anxiety, give your depression, give your alcoholism, give your addiction. Give all your addictions to him. Pray about it, fast about it. Like, he's given you a whole guide, a roadmap right in front of you, and he wants you close to him. He wants to touch your life in a whole different way. And I really believe that I was meant to experience that moment so that others are able to feel him if you just let him in. You know, my office manager, she said that, well, I shared this story with her, and she said that, wow, you know, what are the chances of you telling me that? Because I've been struggling with fasting and getting my relationship closer with God. And guys, you have to have the will to do it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna do this on this day, on this time or whatever, and not have the heart to do it. You have to have your heart set on it. Will power needs to be there. And if you have those things, you'll get so far. Look, this world is so corrupt. People are corrupt. But it doesn't need to be like that. This world doesn't need to be like that. So I encourage every single one of you that is listening and watching this video to really put your foot forward and get a closer relationship with God. And that's really all I gotta tell you. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe for more content, like and comment, and push that little bell notification so you can get updated whenever I upload. And I am going to be posting more videos like this. I do have a lot more to say, but this video has gotten way too long and close to comfort. So I can go on forever and ever, but I just wanted to share you guys my experience in that moment, and take it as a gift and a treasure. Do with it whatever you will. And until next time, ciao love.